All right, welcome back to this episode. My name is Daniel Mugoya. I'm back once again with Dr. Patricia Litho, one of the simplest people in Uganda.
Thank you. Many people say I'm complex. You're the only one who thinks I'm simple. You and my son.
No, they say you're complex because they have not yet worked with you. They have not yet. They don't, at least I've spent enough time with you, and I can say it with confidence.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it's been a while, but I'm also happy that we've met at the end of May, because you know we are going into June, the month of heroes, and I'm a hero. By the way, I'm born on the 9th of June.
Sure.
Yeah, people think I made it up. My friends used to tease me when 9th of June was made Heroes Day, because I always called myself a hero. So
indeed
five decades a hero. Yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. And the whole nation will be at home in celebration of my life.
So your birthday,
how cool is that?
Is a holiday. It's a hero's day. It's a hero's day.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're blessed.
I'm excited and I'm blessed. Yes, I thank God.
That is very good. Talking about, by the way, first say hello to the viewers.
Oh, hello. It's been a while. Yeah. Thanks a lot for following me. Thanks a lot for the great feedback. Thanks a lot for the suggestions. I take it in good stride. Even what seemingly is negative, it helps us do better. Thank you.
Exactly. So, Doctor, we are getting into the second part of the year.
Yes.
And of course, even before we dwell much, I don't know how the first half treated you.
My goodness, it's been a roller coaster. You know, with the year ending with campaigns, beginning with elections, of course, there was the unexpected holidays, which was a plus, but then everything just became a roller coaster. The changes in parliament, and then we were there holding our hearts on our sleeves. So the cabinet was a shocker.
In the last 1 or 2 months, it seemed like 2 weeks, because
everything moved so fast.
Some of us who are reporting at parliament, we had the budget,
the sovereignty
bill. Then after the budget, along we had the sovereignty bill.
Yes. That shook the nation.
Oh my God.
Yes.
After the sovereignty bill, what happened?
Changes of leadership started.
Yeah, changes of leadership started. I tell you, it has been just a roller coaster, as you say.
Yes.
Talking about the second half of the year, are you still in tandem with your what you hope to achieve this year?
I feel uncertain.
Sure.
Yes. The way things are moving, you can't know what is happening. I feel uncertain. Like every day comes, you know, you leave the house thinking, okay, today this is my plan.
I know.
And it's totally flipped on its head. So I feel uncertain. But of course, things to do with my personal life, I still think my target this year was very simple, if you recall, to be happy.
Yeah, to be happy, just to concentrate on yourself.
So even this uncertainty, I just have to make sure I do my bit. I do what I'm supposed to do. Maybe it has also, the roller coaster has taught me to pay more attention to procedure. Me being in the line of approve of things. I need to be more alert when people bring me things to sign that, I hope I'm within the law. Don't sign things carelessly anymore. I might just find myself in trouble unknowingly. So yes, I'm just being more cautious, more alert about things, just to make sure, yes.
Okay. All right, that's good. Doctor, something I want us to discuss today is a bit two-way.
Yes.
Involving men and women in regards to
the essence of gendered
You
spaces.
see,
yes.
I don't want you to talk like a feminist.
I can't run away from that identity, but I'll try to be fair.
I want you to be fair.
Yes, I'll do my best to be fair, to be objective.
I know they are universally recognized rights of women.
Yes.
The fundamental rights, equal opportunities, right to education, right to financial, this and that. Yes. But I also believe that along the way, there are a lot of things that we do not pay attention to.
Yes.
And we as men tend to crucify the women at home. So just in in a nutshell, like for starters, what do you think are some of those things that women have the rights to do as a woman? You're raising up a child at home, like it is your right, and maybe it should be known. What do you think that is?
We are both human beings, men and women. We are both human beings. So there should be fairness in a number of things. So if you just look at the roles of women and men, apart from the biological role, for me the rest should be a shared responsibility and shared rights. Unfortunately, culture, religion, and many other societal
factors,
yes, alter that a lot.
Because I want us to bring from the point of the transformation. In the past, women used to only play roles like you have to be at home, you don't need to work, you have to just cook for look after your children, look after your husband, and that's all.
Especially look after the husband.
Yeah.
Yes, and 2 years ago, I was reading something, research that showed that women need another 100 years to close that gender parity. I sort of lost hope. I'm like, oh, this is in vain. Oh, this is in vain.
So
we are hitting a rock. 2 years ago, that means we are left with 98 years to reach gender parity, if it ever happens. Because just to break through religious beliefs and thinking, just to break through cultural norms and thinking, it is really a long way. Even when you think it's like 1 step forward, 10 steps back, 1 step forward, 10 steps back. But also women being accepted into the public life, also for me it emphasizes more that women and men are the same. For instance, things like gender-based violence. It had always been thought that only men offend women, only men murder, only men steal, only men are corrupt. But you see, when women we've been left to participate as equals, we also show we can also steal, we can also murder, we can also cheat in a relationship.
Exactly.
So in the equal measure, we should be allowed to enjoy other things. So for me, a woman as a mother, there are certain expectations when we are growing up, yes? It is always expected that on my marriage day as a woman, I should be a virgin. While men are expected to have practiced somewhere. But practice with who? Yeah? Practice with who? Yeah? So while they expect the man to be experienced and knowledgeable, me, I'm expected to be a virgin, clueless, not knowing what to do. So for me, that is unfair. Even me, I
expect the men to practice with with who?
Either older women or prostitutes. I don't know where they expect you people to practice from. But you see, now that's an expectation where men are expected to know what to do. And women are expected to be naive or pretend to be. That's why in certain cultures, I remember when I was living in the UK, I had friends like from India, Pakistan, and sometimes people had to undergo surgery when for them it's mostly arranged marriages. People had to recreate virginity. Yes, because it is expected. So even when you think we've progressed in time, there are those things that are still considered very valuable, and there's where women are looked at if it is found that you're not. People still practice those things of, I don't know, hiding auntie under the bed, putting a white bed sheet, and if it doesn't look in a certain way, hey, we are going to start moving with tomato sauce on our wedding done. You see what we have to go through. Yeah, then they come and show you people the red, whatever. We're also reinventing. So for me, that's one of the unfair areas. And then when the child is born, for me, that is where really the contention starts. As a woman, I have no right to name my child. Yes? Sometimes we even discuss with a spouse, a partner, let's name the children this. Especially when it comes to the traditional names. The religious names, I think, because especially us Africans or Ugandans, religion is not our primary culture, it's secondary. So you're named after your paternal side. So if my mother is a Muganda and my father is a Japadola, I take on the Japadola name. Now, if my mother tries to give me a Chiganda name, the rest of the culture will be like, that man is weak. How can you let a woman give the child a name that is what? Belonging to her side. Or maybe that child is not really his. Why are they giving her a name? But for me, for instance, I always say that, okay, when I have kids, each of them will take on my name, Litho. My dear, the reality is different. None of my kids is called Litho. And Litho is not a family name. Litho is my own name, but it's a Japadola name.
We are coming from an environment where if your partners and you've welcomed a new baby, culturally, you are supposed to carry that baby, take the baby to your parents for naming.
Yes. The father's parents, not me, the woman's parents. It's not both sides. It's only the father's parents that have the right to name the child. So that's an area I feel there's unfairness. Yes. Why can't my sons, me, I am a mother of boys, why can't my sons be called Litho? So I always used to say, so and so minus Litho. So
I know.
So maybe my son should be Mugabe Litho. But no. Even when the man had seemingly allowed, my son Dan Mudola Litho, the father seemed to have allowed, but how this woman is overpowering you, man. So the name had to be dropped. I'm like, Litho is such a beautiful name, even the sound of it. Of course, it has other connotations. So that is a battle I soon realized I could not win. So I allowed. As though that is not bad enough. Now the religion. Which religion will my child have? Even to hear that I took my son to my church. Now, you know, a situation where the man is either Muslim or a Catholic, then me, I'm a Protestant, or born Anglican church. Don't take my son to that church. For you, where are you to take your son to the right church? One time I even threatened to baptize my son in my church. I think I almost got thrown out. But you see, so we have no right in naming the child. We have no right in the religion the child has to take. I know men who change the religion for the women. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is the minority. Yes. Then after that, school starts. Hey, my dear, just imagine all now after the birth of the names, you have no right. Religion, you have no right. Then these issues of antenatal. It is my business to take the child to hospital, to whatever other. No. That is a mother's role. Then it comes to going to school. We take the child to school, and then you're feeling parent's name. If I just put my name, how about the father? You know, when my son was going to S1, by then his father was deceased. And then there's something I wrote, and the teacher said, you know, if the father, he didn't know he had touched the wrong button. The way he lost my head. And I said, you can dig him up from the grave. You know, and unfortunately for the man, like I totally lost my head and blasted this guy. Meanwhile, I was asking for an admission, the man, but I think he understood where I was coming from, and he quickly gave me an admission. Now my son was like, mommy, it's okay, but I totally lost it. So there's always an assumption about people in these places of service. That there's always a man in your life. There's always a man who has the right. For me, I'm a single parent. It doesn't matter if it's by choice or not by choice. But really, I always get offended when they throw the husband thing in my face. When I'm trying to make a choice, or when I have to sign something, and then they say the father, then I can put non-applicable. And in this case, I'd even put RIP. Who doesn't know RIP? Maybe it's an assumption that everyone knows rest in peace. But I'm communicating that the man is dead. He's non-existent. So for you to insist on the father, so that's another painful area that I have no right as a parent when it comes to school things for my child. When it comes to a passport for a child, I have no rights, you know. Yeah, I remember that even came up until I think a position came up that...
Do you think they act like that because they look at you as going offside the tradition?
I think sometimes they're not even aware they are offending me. It is so ingrained that when, for me, I bring it up as a problem, some people, you see that, oh, I didn't actually realize it's a problem. Oh, I didn't realize there's that option of the father being non-existent. And so there are so many ways women give birth. It could be through marriage.
Yeah.
It could be through rape. Or maybe I've given birth with someone's husband. I don't want to talk about it. It could be those women. I just want a sperm donor from Daniel because he has good DNA.
One night stand.
Yes. And so the father doesn't exist in the child's life. But that assumption of always imposing the man, so women should be given the right to have a decision. I'll narrate a story that really upsets me too, actually. There's a story recently in women's circles we're sharing of women who went to buy grocery at a supermarket. Now, one of the ways men control women is control over money. And now technology, instead of making our lives easy as we thought, has actually improved the control. You know, before I thought with the phone I can have my way around. Now with mobile money, they'll tell me, you go there. And I will pay. Instead of the man giving me kameza, he tells me, you go and pick what you need at home. Then when it reaches paying, then I call. Then he tells, give me the Momo pay, and then he does the transaction. So the money just passes like that. So he controls what I buy, when I shop and things like that. So there was this embarrassing scenario where the lady went shopping, she called the man, he wasn't picking her calls, and then she had to stand aside. And then by the time he called back, said, I'm still busy and I don't have mobile money. You'll shop tomorrow. That embarrassment, the basic dignity of a woman as a human being, really. So women, have your money so that at least you can do basics. So really that embarrassment, you go there and then call me. I'll put in my PIN. I have no say, I have no right. Kameza is gone where I could have made a saving. Then another story recently, which really angered me. A mother needed to update the name of her child, PLE registration. And then a third name had been added that the father had consented, but the names didn't match the birth certificate. All they needed to do with the school is drop off this third name that doesn't appear on the child's birth certificate.
Who added the third name?
The father consented to the child adding the third name, which is the father's name. Now, in this scenario, the mother and father don't come from the same tribe, which I think caused more excitement. Yes? So they thought maybe the mother is just trying to get rid of the husband's name. But even the child's other surname belonged to the father's tribe, not the mother's tribe. But then when the mother said, no, you see that name doesn't match the birth certificate, that name, we remove it, because there will be a problem when the child is admitted for S1. The school refused. They tossed the woman up and down for over a week. And this particular day when she really said, but you people, what is happening? I've come here for days. Sometimes there's an excuse, there's no power. They said, oh, we thought you are wise enough to understand that we are not what? We're just harassing you so that you get the message and go away. Unless you come with the husband, the father of the child, we are not going to adjust the name. Like, what? This is the woman who pays the child's tuition. She's there, she picks the child. But that one day when the father appeared, she had no say. And the school that is responsible for guiding parents that, you know, if your names don't match, you'll have a problem later. Yes, even admission in S1. It's not like in our days. Those of us who are 50 plus, you know, I could play around with the names. It's only, I think, from O-level, A-level, where they told you know what? Now the name you put in S6 should be the name you continue with. But I could have added a name, subtracted a name. Now, like for me, when I look at my certificates, which later in life they told me to verify, like you find in primary school, I have Patricia Kevin Litho. Then at some point I have just Patricia Litho. Then at some point I have Patricia Litho Kevin Okello, which is my father's name. I know my father, for him, he had said, you know, at certain times, no using my name. Make your own name, spoil your own name. Yes. So that one, as soon as he saw it, I'm like, madam, you remove my name from yours. Make your own name, spoil your own name. You know? So for me in my family, that was clear. But imagine The school reached an extent of having security throw a parent out of the gate because she's female and she had no right. You know, this thing was so annoying. We even had to go to UNEB to sort out this matter. Yet all the school had to do is write a letter to say this mistake was made. It is the same what? This is the mother of the child. But imagine the father said he's not around. Let me tell you how painful this was. The woman said, okay, let me call the father and you talk to him. She called the man who had traveled away. And the man talked to the school and said, how do we know if that is not AI? So why did you ask for a video call and then you dismiss it as AI? Now this photo doesn't exactly match
so the passport photo. That,
yes.
Can sort that out.
Yes.
But
like I am the father, that is the mother.
Yeah.
Because she called and I said, is that really his voice? So unless it's a video call. So she does a WhatsApp video call. And then they said, but that photo doesn't. Do you know how ugly most passport photos are? Yeah, so the passport photo doesn't exactly look like the man in the video. You know, just putting a mother through this, for me, it's annoying. So all these empowerment things we are talking about these other big things, economic empowerment, but there are these subtle things they used to oppress women that still exist. A mother as a parent, don't we have a right? Really, really, really.
So maybe let's try to understand it in this way around. Who is that woman who should be controlled by the man? And who, because I've seen in most cases where there are families where a woman is more powerful than a man. There are men who are just silent, naturally silent. They don't like put themselves into some things. You find that the woman is... For
me, silence is not powerlessness. For me, powerlessness. For me, silence is not powerlessness. Actually, most men are reserved. I think most men, when they get married, they go on mute. They realize that here, the less you talk, the better. I can look at like my siblings, my brothers, who are very, very talkative as we grew up. But you hear their wife says, so-and-so doesn't talk. The trouble, you know, when they call to report your brother, you know the trouble you with your brother, he doesn't talk. But me with my brothers, we make noise and what? So you know, women, we do that to men. We make them go on mute. But it doesn't mean that we are more powerful. Of course, there are women who are more powerful, both in a voice and in actual power. But the majority of us women, we don't have that power. When it comes to real decisions, it's like we have no rights in choosing names, in making decisions at school, in religiously. They'll always say, let the father come and sign. Where is the father? Sometimes you find a reasonable person, you explain to them and they understand, but there are these ones who refuse. So do I go and manufacture a father somewhere? So that there is a man.
Don't you think we also need to bring culture into the equation? Because you might find that...
this is culture, I agree.
Most partners, most couples fail to understand that we both come from different culture. We come from different origin, and there is a way we practice things. So you might want to do it the other way from how you're doing it from your culture, and then I might also need to do it from the way we were brought up. But then it still goes back to the responsibility of you two in the early stages of marriage to discuss, to sit down and understand that actually this is how we would love to do this. Like even when the child is still in the womb. So you said,
let me tell you, you're a man,
forthcoming
and maybe you're a man and maybe an understanding man. I know people in relationships where they cannot even, women, they cannot even make decisions how they like their thing. The man will be like, where do you get that from? Men who are doing things wrong, yes, even contraceptives. I must seek consent. Why are you taking contraceptives? Do you want to sleep around? Do you want to do what? Really? If, for instance, even medically, they've advised me that, this should be the last child you have because your body cannot handle. Or take another 3 years before you have a child. And then the man doesn't want me to take precaution. He doesn't even think about my health. I don't even have a choice. Women snitch around to take pills. I know a lot of cases like that. Yes, but it's my body. Or it's the man to decide, let it be an injection or what. Or I can only do it if, Now, it is even gross in some cultures like Ethiopia, Somali, where they stitch women. Those women in pastoral communities, apparently every time your husband is going to hard, he will stitch you up. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, stitch a woman's private part. Then when he comes back, he's the one to open it. Yeah? Just imagine how many stitching. Yes, how many stitches
in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, Somali. Those it's like a sort of circumcision. But you literally saw me, apparently for me, like a small hole only for susu. Yeah? Because if I leave you open, you might misbehave. Then when I come back, but that's a delicate part of the body. It's like your mouth. Just imagine they keep sewing and unsewing, sewing and unsewing. That when I'm not around, don't talk. Yeah? Because I have no discipline to shut up. Then when I come back, I open it. Yeah. So I have friends from those cultures who told me, so what they do is to try and be permanently pregnant. Because when you're pregnant, it is assumed you won't sleep around. So they want to be stitching you. Just in case even labor comes when you... Yes. So that is the gross form of it. But now in modern times, we still see my most private aspect of me being controlled because I am not trusted or because I have no rights. Once you marry me, pay a few cows or not, whatever dowry form is used, then my rights over my body is going to have sold off. For me, that's why I was always scared of formalizing any kind of relationship I was in. Yes. For me, the worst thing I did, or I call it worse, but the nearest thing I did, I think after giving birth, I had some sort of sentiments, and I sort of deviated a bit. I'm like, okay, I'll do kuchala. So this is the man. But these things, before my getting married, I always dodged around because I felt I would lose my rights completely if I swear those things till death do us part. So I said, I will stop here so that I reserve some independence.
Okay, so, how about other factors that contribute to what we would call the control you're talking about? Factors like education, factors like exposure, and factors like financially, like more women are economically being empowered of recent. And the men, you find that it's some men who act like that, they're trying to control their fear.
Well, why are you projecting your fear by oppressing me? And yes, like we should have yes, I know most men it's really a matter of fear. So you become extreme in your fear of losing me, of fearing that I will cheat, but you're fearing what you do. Perhaps. Maybe I'll cheat, maybe I'll not. Now, the economic empowerment, the example I just gave you, this friend of mine, she's economically empowered. She owns her own business. She travels, takes her kids abroad. She pays her children's tuition. She's economically empowered. And in this particular case, the problem is not even the husband. The problem is the society, the school out there who thinks that, no, this woman possibly doesn't have this kind of rights. Possibly her husband doesn't know what she's doing. Possibly she has no permission to do this. So why do you think that I have not? I even asked the school, I got involved. For me, anything to do with oppressing a woman, I get worked up. So I even called the school and quarreled on the phone. I even wanted to drive there. I'm like, what makes you even think this is the father of the child? I am the only one who knows the father of my child, I could just donate donate your fatherhood. Then I'll call him Nsamba. But the child was never yours, But me, I know. Sometimes you even know as the father, the non-biological father. Sometimes you people even want to look the other side, Or you could marry me and I have my child and you say, no, for harmony and what? Let all the children take on my name. Then I accept. But I have more rights to my child, So the school assumed that this one's arrangement is in their typical way they are thinking. So economic empowerment by there doesn't save us as women. You remember when our former vice president, Kazibwe, spoke out, and that year the theme was speak out about even her, she's the vice president. But you can imagine I'm battered. And the way people came up with that. So even with economic and political power, she was still vulnerable. She was still being abused. So it is not enough. We have to do a bit more. We have to do a bit more. So there is still a big problem. Here I thought we had made headway. But what happened last week? I just felt like, oh my goodness, we are back to zero. So one step forward, 20 steps back. Yes, yeah.
But also I want to fault the man on this side. If you as a man, you knew that this is actually the name of the kid, and the mother knows this name, 2 names. So before advising the school to take over the 3rd name, why don't you consult also? Why don't you talk to the woman? Why don't you?
You're right to blame the men. And I blame 90% of men. Do you know that only about 5 to 10% of men really bother about what is happening at school? Once a man gives his money,
exactly.
Sometimes he doesn't even give the money. Things of school, filling forms, visiting the day, checking on the kid is none of his business. So possibly he was not paying attention to these procedures. It was a careless error, which, by the way, acknowledged. Said, oh, it was my mistake. I accepted. I really did think there was a consequence. It's like men and birthdays and anniversary. People think we are fussing over rubbish. Yes. I'm sure that father, if we had even asked, but what's the birthday of the child, said, why it's 3rd of June, why it's 9th.
Ask the mother.
These are small details. I think men are preoccupied with other things that they don't take these things seriously. So something that to him is seemingly minor. Like my child is sad because of a 3rd name. Use lethal. Use lethal. There's no problem. Now you have 3 names. Now you're happy. Ask the teacher, is it okay? The teacher said it is okay. But when you look at the birth certificate, maybe the father didn't even think, but these days, admission S1, birth certificate. This is not Patricia Lethal Okello. This is Patricia Lethal. These are 2 different people. Now for him, I think he didn't even register that there could be a problem. So me, what I'm saying, men, be more alert, be more involved. Learn about these basics. Because maybe if the mother wasn't there, just imagine the mother isn't there, this mistake goes on without being corrected, then you're taking the child for S1. And you're told, this is my child, that is my name. Oh no, it is not, and you'll get no admission. So let's work together. Okay. But also schools, people who offer services, be sensitive. We are talking about schools, how about banks? Mummy Lethal Patricia, I'm asking for a loan. They want my husband. The husband, what surety do you have? Of course, as women, sometimes we misbehave. We can stake the house, the man's house. So they will want the man to sign. Yes, of course, some of them, you understand where they're coming from. But give me a benefit of doubt. That also me, I could have some resources. Also me, I could have some property. Also me, I could have a job. I think it's only salary loan where we don't suffer. Me, I've taken salary loans and they didn't ask me about my husband. Yes.
Okay, the conversation continues. I'm with Dr. Patricia Lethal. For those who don't know Dr. Patricia Lethal, she's one of the women we have in Uganda who are well conversant, especially when it comes to training of communication skills and talking about communication skills, specifically effective communication.
And passionate about social justice.
Passionate about social justice.
That is the biggest effort. Yes.
Yeah, you see, away from the names, the child naming and so on, how about scenarios when it comes to involving your female partner at home, your wife and so on, in areas of including their names in things to do with land titles, family assets and so on? Yes.
Now that one, the areas of improvement, but you know, the common complaint about men, how women, we hide property. There are even those bad manners of where women make men parent in their houses. You've had those. It's because of those scenarios. Yes. I have a friend, they even moved into a house and the husband paid rent for 2 years. And I don't know how he landed that the landlord was the wife. He wanted to kill her. But many times you find a lot. I don't want to come across that. I know 3 cases like that. So yes, it's a common scenario. Then another scenario is me putting my property in my brother's names, a favorite brother. Then if I
like
die,
you the woman?
yes, me the woman. Because of those scenarios of women hiding things from men, because maybe of the challenges, or what you suspect that if I put this with a man, if we separate, or if he throws me out, another woman, because that's common. We build this house together, we separate, then you bring another woman, yes, into this house. There's even a clip the other day I was watching where a woman has come back from UAE from Che. I don't know if you saw it, it was on TikTok. And she finds a young girl who the husband has brought. She has been sending money that built this house. She has been paying fees. She has been what? And you know, women, when the newer women, normally we have attitude and what? And the woman is saying, please, you and your woman, get out of my house. Or the woman should get out. Me, I've come back home. And I said, hey,
which home?
You find where to go. I've been here for 2 years. I don't know you. The umsaja yangamba wanova. You left. That is the narrative the woman had whatever. And then they're arguing. But you know, TikTok things. I'm really dying to know how this story ended. But the thing was being recorded, and these boys were asking, but you, did this man tell you he had a wife? But yes. But told me the woman abandoned him. Yes. So she just can't show up and tell me get out of the house. Yeah? So they asked the man, is this the woman's house? He kept quiet. The money that built this house, where did it come from? Yeah, she sent it. So doesn't it make it a house? Yes. So can you tell the other woman to get out? Then the man said, you see, I want both my women, because he knew economically this is the money he's been using. Now he doesn't want to lose the other young one. So that was the circus. So also there's that scenario where the woman is provider, but physically she's not around. So men lie about their status. So you move in and what? And when the other woman comes back, then there is a scenario of who moves out, who stays, how does the man deal with it? And then men will claim, you see, as a man, I cannot stay there waiting. Hey, also me as a woman, I should be allowed to do other things. One of the most famous stories. Now let me give you an example. One of the most famous stories that people never think about when we talk about these rights issues is Mandela and Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Mandela, who knew he would even come out of prison? But he expected the wife to remain there. But I'm sure if it's Winnie was the one who was in prison for those 1 decades, Mandela would have remarried. So now when he came out of prison and found that the woman never had other children, but she had her sexual needs.
Of recent, you had the story of the now speaker, the current speaker.
Yes. What he said, I was disappointed. I like him as a person, but I was disappointed in the narrative. So, yes, I mean, let me tell you. Yes, he was open that he has 2 wives.
As an energetic man,
yes.
He couldn't wait.
Yes, he was open. Yes. But is polygamy strange in Uganda? For him, that is an excuse that he's giving. I find it as an excuse. He could have waited. Don't we swear in sickness and health? Maybe he wasn't, he hadn't yet made those swearings. The one I tell you, I was avoiding. Because of scenarios like that. Me, I was disappointed. I come from a polygamous family, but I'm not the polygamous one. My parents, my father is, yes. But what is my father's excuse? My father always said,
it goes back
I'm telling you, men will always have a reason. My father always said he comes from a very small family, he wants to expand his clan. That is my, I'm also a Jap like the speaker. So you see, these are 2 men from the same culture having different excuses.
Yeah.
My father says he's expanding the clan. Or both says
cannot wait. He couldn't wait.
Yes, he couldn't wait, which could be right. But just imagine he was the sick one, and he came back and found the woman has remarried because she's also energetic. What makes you think, you men, that for us we are not energetic? Yeah, we are also energetic. We also want those things.
You have some hormones that could make you wait.
No, we can be more disciplined, but we also have moments when we are in need. Just to know that, don't hide your head in the sand. We also want those things. We are just more disciplined. For you can't wait, but we also have our moments of need.
Okay.
So it is unfair. For me, it disappointed me. Just say you have 2 wives, but the reason he gave for having 2 wives, well, maybe
because it's
true.
not bad to say I have 2 wives.
No, it isn't. And for me, it's common in Uganda. Yeah. But for him, that is his reason. Men have other reasons. Yeah? Yeah. The other day, I was chatting with another friend of mine who said his wife, she has her moods. She can decide to give you once a year. So he had to look for alternatives, those who willing people who are ever ready, like himself. So yes, there are those challenges.
Yeah. So as we end this conversation, remember, doctor, talking about still going into the fear I told you. The men do not. It's not about like. It's not about objecting, like a woman being empowered to become a better person or to control the woman.
Where is the issue?
Fear is what the woman becomes after being empowered.
Let me give the example we've just talked about of polygamy. Is it okay for Milith or Patricia dating Daniel Mugoya if you get another partner? Is it okay if I also get another partner, but we keep this one? You can't even answer it. You look at the expression on your face. Exactly.
So awkward.
Exactly.
That is fire.
Exactly. So yes, as humans we change. To grow is to change. And most women, you as men and society, you never actually get our true character. Why? Because normally you're the powerful one. You're the one with the resources. So I have to behave in a certain way. I have to pretend to be disciplined because I want something from you. If I misbehave, if I do something you're unhappy with, you'll close that up. So many of us are pretentious. People like me, you are seeing the real me. Because of me, I am a single mom. I go to work. So if a man meets me, that is me. That is me. But these women, especially if she's going to be fully dependent on you, many times that's not the real her. And that is why when she gets a bit of power, when she gets a bit of resources, you see
character comes out.
And then you say she's changing. She's not changing. She's just coming out. She's coming out of that closet. I know that's used to mean something different, but you see the real me because now I have resources. I don't need to pretend. But many times I am compliant.
So you're no longer playing a character.
I'm no longer playing a character because I have nothing to lose. I can buy myself a new shoe if I want. So I don't feel like cooking for you. Why should I bother? But man, when I know I have to please you, because I get something that you pay fees for my kids, so that you buy me a new dress, so that you give me money to change my hair, so that you can resource my family. Jump how high. But now when I also can, now the dynamics change.
That is where the slang comes from, that most of you are just like you're living in a shelter.
Yes, in a shell. Because of the repercussions.
So you pretend.
Yes, because even women, when you're getting into a relationship, a more serious relationship, aunties will even advise you that please be at your best behavior. Otherwise, the man will get someone else. Otherwise, he might abandon his children. Otherwise, so you be well behaved. When the man says this, you allow. When he wrongs you, you forgive because you need this from him. But I don't know how many men are advised that be nice to your wife because you're at risk. I cook your food. Don't you think you're at risk?
Oh.
Don't you think you're at risk? So also you have to be nice. And you see, you missed the men I killed. Now you see, I started thinking differently. You're at risk. So we should be nice to each other. We should respect each other. For me, my point is, let's be equal partners. Let's listen to each other. Let's negotiate these spaces. Let's respect each other's rights. But most importantly, women as mothers, we also have rights. People providing services also listen to us. Yes, and even if you want to make the man more dominant, yes, I'll actually end. I don't know if we are ending, but let me give you this other story I've remembered.
Okay, first bring that story.
Yes. when we were constructing our house, yes, we got an architect, and then we started working on the plan. And there was this particular day I was telling him to adjust something on the house. So we sat with him, with Mr. And we said what we wanted. I wanted a storied house. Mr. didn't want a storied house. Yes? And I argue my case. So I seem to have won. But man, when the plan came, he had drawn what the man wanted and says, for you who needs a bit of what I've done in the house is to put many stairs, to give you that illusion of upstairs. I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted. This is not what we agreed. Yeah? And now he had come to deliver the drawing to me. Mr. was not around. And then he told me, you see, I had to go with the man's side because the man is in charge. Then I asked him, the money we paid for that drawing, who gave it to you? That you. Hey, but Mr. could have. He said, no. He has money, I also have money, but we can decide who does this. The man I gave you is my money. Yeah? He will pay for other things. But this one, I'm the one who paid for it. But that's not the point. We had a discussion, the three of us, and even if he wanted that, and I wanted this, there's a we agreed that, okay, the other part of the house, make it storied, this part of the house, make it like a bungalow. The man went and did the man's thing. I was so unhappy. And he said that to accommodate my upstairs is put many stairs on the house.
So as we end, there's also another scenario that most women think that it is always the man who's supposed to die first. And that's why they act like that.
Yes, the reality has been that, okay, like Uganda, we used to have a lot of wars and things like that. Men are always on the road. So naturally, world over, historically, men are more at risk because it was mostly men who went to war. So when you hear a certain side has lost, even the winning side, it is the men who are killed. So they come and bring news that the men have died. So, like me who was grown up in a military family, both my parents and my spouse was in the military. I know that anytime it could be shot. Yes? Then men are a lot on the road for different reasons. Those days, women stayed home and men traveled every day. Far distances. Men even went to hunt. The wild animals eaten him, then the hunting herd will come and bring news at home that yes, we brought the meat, but we lost one of the hunters. It is your husband. So you got married and knew that most likely the man will die first. Most likely, but sometimes the women die first. But also, it's another place where you see right. Me, in my scenario, I'm in that group where the man died first. As expected, though he didn't die in the front line and but he died first. Now, in the place I worked, I have a male colleague whose wife died. But his experience when he lost his wife and my experience when I lost my husband are different. Because they think men have rights. Everyone was feeling sorry for him, besides themselves. Even me, people felt sorry for me. But they were harassing me at the same time, taking away things from me, wanting to take my child from me, wanting to take my house away from me, because the man has died and is the one who owned all those things. While my male spouse, my male colleagues, when they lose their wives, they immediately even want to bring them another woman. To take care of them, to help him with the kids. No one was trying to get me a husband to help me in my sorrows and help me with my kids. No, but the male colleague, they want to support. So I think that is why people perceive things like that on the assumption that the man will die first. Because of that reality. But also the reality that when the man dies first, there's a way a woman is treated. And when the woman dies first, there's also a way a man is treated.
And I can call that as security. Like what security is there when a woman goes first, or what security is there when it's a man who goes first?
Women, we have less security.
Because looking at even the laws of the land, if you go to the succession law, when a man dies first, there are more of wrangles than when a woman dies first.
There's actually peace. when a woman dies, they bury you, they feel sorry for the man. No one will say these were Patricia's things. It's assumed they're all Mr.'s things. So they actually a lot of support, emotional support for him. And if they still think he's energetic, they'll try to find him a helper. Yes. So of course he'll be depressed, he'll be whatever, but you see, there's a lot of support to make sure he recovers quickly, not only from his own family, but also from the former wife's family. You see, they are fronting your younger sister to go and replace you, a niece.
I know.
Yes. So, yeah, men, I think, but there are cases where men are also, attacked for property. They say, hey, this was our sister's thing. I've had one such case, but it's not very common. Yes, as opposed to the other way around.
All right, like you read the article of 2 years ago when someone said, talked of 100 years for the status quo.
Yes, it's going to take 100 nights for gender parity. Years. Now we're at 98 years. But I still have a feeling we are still at 101 before there's gender parity. And I thought it was exaggerated. But after last week's experience, the most minor subtle things, you realize, these things, Patricia, you're making noise about. You've just made a small, like when you hit a rock and only little dust falls off. That is the achievement we've had.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Patricia,
Thank you,
for sharing
Daniel.
such insights. I know it must be important for those who have families and they really want the families to supersede. What you can pick from such conversations is one, or two, you need to understand the art of understanding each other, the art of listening, the art of forgiveness, the art of fairness. These are some of the things you need to practice as partners, as families, because everybody, the other thing that people don't understand is when you go out to get information or decisions from outside people, everyone gives you according to their own experience.
Yes.
And it's from there when you bring the other people's experience to solve your challenges, what you have from home.
Yes.
And normally things conflict around. But when you sit and understand how you are supposed to have a fair family, like how you need to have your build your family, it is between you two.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Always a pleasure.
Conversation. I wish you well, Dr. Patricia, as you continue editing your year plan, because we are in the second part of the year. But
I'm not editing this one. The aim this year is to stay happy, regardless.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. See you next time. My name is Daniel Mugoya.